Hello.
You're up. But
okay, I'd unmuted myself, so you kind of interrupted me when I was unmuting you guys with the blah 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 blah. So it was kind of like, so it really was the funny one what you were saying that came in on it, but it was just such this weird thing of like I was about to say something and then I got interrupted, so it just sounds like I was started saying something and stopped. There's no reason why I should stop. Okay. Anyway, hi, we're back. Oh god, we just killed a belay. It is dead. The area that would be described as lair has been left open.
Does it look like it has some kind of nest or anything like that?
Not that you can necessarily see. There's a lot of, like, the remains of creatures, and there's the huge pile of bones in the back. Other than that, you don't really see anything.
Are bolays edible?
I don't know.
Sure?
I may already be cutting it open to get bone dust.
I'll help you and try to actually, like, butcher it.
Okay.
Why are the teeth
What's
just...
your survival?
+4?
Yeah, you're helping me.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you have a +5.
I like the fact that their teeth would come straight out because no jawbone. Oh.
Yep. Creepy. Signy, Zack, you doing anything while they're doing this?
Inspecting the area to make sure that there isn't like this wasn't like a mom and there's young around.
Sure. Give me just like
around.
a perception then.
10.
Okay, no.
My rolls are great tonight.
Yeah, you don't really see anything. It just looks like this was the only thing here.
How hurt is Zack looking still?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
I'm not.
But yeah, the other human boy isn't, so... did I do that right? I did. You gained 21 health back.
Yay!
You feel
Now
less...
I'm only 10 down.
You feel less torn apart by a gigantic monster.
Yeah, I was healed
Thank
the big
you.
one, and then I was raging after that, so it was good.
Alright. You'll take some time. You'll butcher it open.
Oh, I am taking a tooth.
Okay, cool. You have tooth. What's the plan now, folks?
Gotta start getting my trophies again. I think we should bring this. Yeah, I think we should bring the meat back to the tribe.
Okay. Alright, you'll take your spoils and head back to the tribe. The shaman.
I'm assuming with the size of this thing, there's enough meat left. I would tell them, like, well, there's food. If you guys need more meat.
They'll probably take it. They'd like.
I'm bringing some of it back.
Yeah, you're bringing some of it back. They'd probably take it apart as much as they could. You know, preserve a bunch of stuff for, you know.
I mean, this thing fits in a 10 by 10 space. This thing's massive.
Yeah.
Like...
But remember, they're pretty large too, so.
That's fair. That's actually a really good point. They probably eat like 2 to 4 times what we eat.
But they are also reptilian, so they have like probably slower metabolism.
Yeah.
All right, now we're over analyzing.
Okay.
It will help their tribe for now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. If I see like a kid, like a small one run by, I'll just hand them the tooth that I pulled up. And
Okay.
just hand it to them. That's like a trophy.
Like a small one would be like your size. Yeah.
Just hand it straight. It's not down.
Yeah. It's because they're bigger than... It's like your size.
First, thanks, mister.
I'm also going to give Mother one of the teeth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The shaman will be like, you lived.
Yeah. Mean bite. And I'll just show like the mark on my body.
Agreed. Look at mine.
What you were talking about?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She'll like say something about like males and their scars.
Leia, I'm beautiful. I ain't scarred. Just
Oh,
saying.
I got
I got
scars.
rock skin, baby.
I got scars head to toe.
All right. Directions to the place with the big plants.
Ah, yes. She's going to lead you through the caverns once again, through the last of the big caverns, and out to a one last room, which she will say like, "Beware! That is the way you must travel. That is the direction out of here. It is still dangerous."
Any advice?
If it was me, I would not wander from the path. But then again, you see me a sort to travel where you wish. Almost curious. But then again, I only need to see the sky once, and gather the materials I need, and then leave. So good luck to you.
Are we going to, like, take a short rest before we go?
Yeah, I think it might be best just before we head off into the ruins, just take a small break.
Sure.
Yes.
Short rest. Alright. You can spend any hit dice if you want to finish healing up.
I think it's long rest, huh?
Oh, I get my spells back.
Yes, you're a warlock. You get your spells back at a short rest.
Yeah, you need to remind us of that, because as a fighter, as a barbarian, I'll just keep going. Like, I don't have limited resources like you do.
Well, the only one that really needs a long rest is your cleric.
Oh, because you gave me your life.
Yeah.
That's right.
And also...
Hey, man, you need to remind us, because as a barbarian, I don't...
Alright,
I'm good.
Rounds. Yeah, I'm good.
I'm one down now.
Okay. You'll head out into another kind of chamber. This one, in form at least, looks similar to the room where you fought that first Troog and killed him.
Now.
Except it's not a dark room. There are some glowing mushrooms in here. But this one has no guard. There's some signs of some battle, but nothing remains in here. The guard that is in the large chamber you just left from seems to be the closest guard to this entrance, at least. Because that one is positioned much closer to here. Rather than the one that was all the way across the chamber, like the one before.
How is Percy handling these giant lizard people?
He's just like kind of like looking at them and being like, wow.
Okay. He's not like super intimidated and scared of them, right?
He probably looked a little nervous at first, but he's kind of like when you first brought him into the group of them, but after like spending the evening, he's gotten definitely used to them.
Yeah.
It was more like
was successfully reamed for telling people where our... Okay. Just want to make that point.
Yes.
Clear. Oh, I didn't say this before because we kind of speed through the travel thing. Every morning, you guys would notice Zack wakes up early, and they spend like him and Percy spend like 30 minutes to an hour practicing forms with weapons. He's training him.
Mm-hmm. Percy seems like I was just saying Percy seems a quick learn. He's pretty good at it.
I mean, there's a lot of different types of weapons I can teach him, so
yeah. He's got some natural skill to him, that boy.
This is a boomerang.
He might be a very good warrior one day. Actually. Yeah. Alright, to southwest, the trail will continue, and it will kind of wind on. Similar to when you first entered here, that it was like a winding cave that went for hundreds of feet. Once again, this will go for hundreds of feet. You kind of continue winding through this depth, and this will go on for what feels like maybe even miles. As you descend down deeper to deeper. Because it was kind of flat in the Troog's terrain. This is going what feels down. Like you're going down a hill the entire time. And it feels like you're beginning to maybe flatten out at a certain point in time. But it's kind of hard to tell with the natural travel that you're doing. And when it kind of flattens, you push yourself on kind of renewed vigor. And The end of the tunnel is almost abrupt in front of you, and it is a large stone door, slightly ajar, inviting you to whatever is beyond it.
When is it?
I'll hold Percy back, assuming I'm in front. I'll say, Chance, do you want to check that out? I saw you looking for traps with the chest earlier.
I will look around.
You don't see any kind of traps.
It looks okay.
All right, let me go first.
Fine.
And I'll step forward and just open the door the rest of the way.
All right. So this door is massive, as I said before, and it has a set of what you can see on the other side of it now as you kind of push them open. They had a set of what looked to be massive iron locks with a very elaborate locking system that all seem to be broken, ruined, cracked, no longer in use. The room in front of you is in just ruins. The northern and southern walls, with the so that to your left and to your right, have pretty much collapsed. You can see that the south, there's a kind of a small area you might be able to crawl through. To the north, there is a door which seems still in decent condition. Straight ahead of you, there's also a set of doors on the one wall out of these entire places, save for the wall you came through, that is actually intact. And there's all kinds of, old artwork that seems to have been decorating this place. It's kind of faded, chipped, destroyed. In front of you, in the center of the room, a little to the back of the center of the room, is what appears to be some kind of altar. As if this door was behind the altar from when you kind of, look at it.
I'm just gonna stand back and just... This room, the structure of this room, does it look like due to time? Or like a very powerful being raging and just destroying it?
The damage looks to be as if something collapsed on it, because there's this just stone collapsed into the building. So if the building was a lot bigger, maybe it collapsed in on itself, and as you said, so maybe something big would have done it then. You don't have the outside of this building to get a full picture.
To see, yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering if it was like the Dreadlord raging, but it's from outside in. Okay. All right.
That the building collapsed and more material collapsed with it.
Before we get in there, we start messing around with the room. Do you guys want to someone that's really good at investigating this kind of thing want to look around? Maybe we can find out where they came from before we disturb it.
Are you asking for an actual investigation check, or?
I mean, it could be investigation, like footprints. Like, we don't know where they came from at this point. At this point, total mystery, right?
Well, I could use survival to look around for footprints.
And the shaman did tell you head straight ahead, basically.
Oh, that's true. This is still the ruins, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind then. Never mind. I was reading.
Because the thing is, you do see that there are some paths off of here if you wanted to check them out, but you know that the shaman suggested you just head straight ahead.
Yeah, I think we should just head straight ahead. I don't think we should be going down.
Okay.
The rest of your group, what do you guys think?
That is fine. We probably shouldn't stray far in this area that we don't know.
I'm perceiving for random threats.
Okay. Alright, there doesn't seem to be anything quite dangerous in this area, at least. You take a good look around, just seeing if there's any kind of creatures that might be hidden, any kind of traps that maybe Chance missed that were not on the door but in the room, or anything like that, and nothing just pops out at you. At the best of your vision, it is safe. At least to the next door. This door here is a wooden door that blocks off the next room, a set of wooden double doors.
If we're not going to check them, I'll be the one.
I'll look around them.
Okay. Take a look at the doors. I mean, You
At
don't.
least I have danger sense.
Yeah,
so.
you don't see any sign of any kind of traps or anything. It doesn't look like there's any, like... These doors seem relatively simple in comparison to the last ones, that they just seem like maybe they're separating out 2 rooms. Just something.
Are they completely closed? Or
They are currently completely closed, yes.
Are there locks on them?
Nope.
Okay.
There doesn't even sign that they could be locked, these doors.
That's I'm just checking.
Alright, I'm gonna try to open them.
They open up just fine. This is another kind of chamber. This seems more entryway, I would almost call it. There's like a kind of small altar. Well, straight across from you, another set of double doors. To your left appears to have once been a passageway that's now collapsed. To the right, there is a door, probably that would once mirrored it. Near that door that's across from you is a small shrine. More than likely, that's where visitors could like quickly give something if they aren't going to be formally worshipping. Those of you that have any kind of rudimentary training in religion can kind of guess that's most likely what it is. There are some pews here to sit, and it looks like there could have been some sort of simple sermons here. Not like... It seems like there's almost 2 different rooms, maybe for 2 different types of religious ceremonies. This room here feels more like perhaps what an actual church would have been, while the room before felt like maybe like a much more sacred altar room. Kind of interesting dynamic to this.
Do we see any actual symbols of worship, like statues or anything like that? Or are they long corroded away?
There are no statues. You see no statues. There are some tapestries here that had once elaborate designs that are now faded away. And that's it. There is some dim light in this room. On the wall across from you, there's a few windows which are intact that are kind of like dirty, messy, but there's some light coming in through them.
Sydney, Off-guard.
Hmm.
This seems very elaborate of a church, of a place of worship. Do you guys think you could check it out and see if there's any signs of what this ancient civilization was? Maybe we might run into them. Or I also heard that the Kalida had a very long history here, so maybe this is related to them as well.
What's your religion?
My religion is +4.
So is mine. You've had better rolls tonight. Go for it with advantage.
Man,
They'll chat amongst each other for a minute, you know.
you're gonna make me... Oh, never mind. I'm okay.
Okay. You'll take a good look around and kind of think about it. The thing is, like, it looks as though that maybe the tapestries showed more than what a lot of the room is. The room is very simple in design. I'm going to say that there. Incredibly simple. The tapestries are such damaged and faded that you can't tell a lot from them. They do look like they maybe once were some kind of religious scenes, but the damage to them is unfortunately preventing you from gleaning anything from them. You feel like that would have probably been your best bet to learn something about this place, because other than that, this place could be just described as generic. You know, without the artwork that was even in the other room where the artwork was destroyed and damaged by not only the collapse but time, it seems very oddly generic.
Yeah, it's far too old. Just too generic. Just looks like a church.
I will give you that this kind of genericness may have had signs of multiple deity worship. Often places that worship a pantheon or at least a group of deities will be a lot more generic.
It's a lot easier to change the banners than it is to add a statue.
Yeah. So maybe that's what the banners were for. Maybe in one of the collapsed rooms there might have been other banners set for different deities so that they could put something up depending on who they're worshiping or who they're giving thanks to for that day.
Sex God Night! Woo! You know, like... Alright, it seems like there's so many ruins in this land.
It's been a ruined land.
This guy. All right, I guess we press forward then.
Okay.
Who knows how long civilization's been being dragged here?
That's true. This place might not actually be from here.
All right.
Is there a way for us to know that?
So there's a set of wooden doors. This one does seem to have the ability to lock them. It probably looked like it could have had a bar come down on front of these doors, but the bar is gone. You're not sure where it's gone to. The doors are just a set of wooden doors other than that, as far as you can see. And as I said, you do see that there are some windows on this wall with the door, with light coming in.
I'm gonna look out a window.
I was gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check with disadvantage, because the windows are incredibly old and dirty, and it's on both sides. So cleaning off this one side won't help you that much.
Break a pane.
5.
All right.
Let me.
You think it's outside. That's about as good as you got.
I see lights. That's it.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might see some grass or something.
I guess I'll try disadvantage.
I see some grass.
There's a lot of grass out there,
Dude,
man.
it's all the grass. All right. So
Oh,
Ulfgar goes up
wow.
and he's looking
Looks
closely.
for a clean pane.
It looks managed to find the one spot which is easy to clear. Sort of. It looks to be some kind of courtyard. It is in the open. There is light. It is filled with all kinds of small grass, but you can also see that there are walls around this courtyard.
And lots of goblins.
How'd you guys miss that?
I guess my eyes aren't as good as yours, Master Dwarf.
Does there seem to be anything moving in there?
There are some actual goblin bodies in there,
Oh,
like littering the ground outside there. He will note some.
Well, let's do this. I'm gonna just open the doors. Just try
Okay.
to do that double,
As I said, this is a courtyard. You can tell that the walls are the two walls to your side and in front of you are in fact quite well intact. If you kind of look behind you, you'll notice that there is a massive, almost kind of mountain behind you, and it has collapsed on the building that you just came out of. There was some kind of rock slide at some point in time, and it didn't do enough damage to bury the entire thing. They're probably buried half of this complex.
Does the complex reach? It reaches out of the mountain, though, right?
It would look like it was built on next to it.
Okay. All right. Oh, that would have sucked if we were walking around.
This area is kind of filled with some pretty high grass, maybe at waist height. There's vines all over the sides of the temple you just came out of. There's a small shack next, in the one corner, with a couple of rocks and vines that kind of fell down from the collapse and some vines growing at it. It looks like there was 2 bell towers at one time, to either side, kind of in place of maybe guard towers at the edge of the temple. One of them has collapsed. One of them seems to be intact. Also, it kind of to the corners of the walls, there were actual guard towers. That's the bell towers. Yeah, sorry. They were kind of in the front, so you'd have these bell towers rather than guard towers in the front of the building.
I'm gonna just
There are a lot
take
of
a
dead
look
goblins,
around.
and they look like they're dead goblins that have been dead for a while. They're
okay, so no one I recognize.
No. There's probably about a dozen of them here.
Do they look like they were just fighting and got killed, or?
starving.
Give me a medicine check.
Okay. Well, while he's doing that, I want to look around.
Yeah.
How much work would it be to just not bring it back to this place back to its glory, but to use this as some kind of front post, a battle station, a forward battle position?
The main gates to this place seem incredibly damaged. If you could repair them, it probably wouldn't be too bad. The bell towers could probably actually be used as a guard tower. The one bell tower could probably be used as a guard tower. But it is only one of the corners. The other one is collapsed, so it's really kind of hard to use. And that might leave some angles open to attack too. But again, then you do have the cliff behind you. So not impossible, not the best defendable position, but not impossible. Repairing the stonework would be difficult. just
Yeah, but like not repairing it. Like the way I'm thinking of it is right. You don't try to repair the stonework. You just add wood to it to like try to bring it back to its.
You probably couldn't bring back the one tower. The other tower is pretty well intact, and you could easily use it.
Reinforce wood.
Yeah, as a vantage point. Yeah, and then the gate could probably be repaired with wood. It looks like it was wooden gates at one point anyway. You can't tell how they died. Chance.
I'm going to start cutting ears off.
Okay. They are very desiccated.
Eh. The ones around my neck were too.
Accurate.
Well, I think I found the tall plants, and I'll point to the waist-high grass.
Maybe the vines?
I don't know. I'm gonna go take a look just from the gates and see what I can see.
All right. In front of you are rolling hills covered in high grass. There seems to be only maybe scarce a dozen trees as far as you can see, and you can see quite far. This place...
Is this like good farmland?
This might be great farmland. You notice something very interesting. The sun is still above you, but it now is in the sky to the west of you.
Oh, it's normally always straight up.
Did we travel east?
You would have just traveled west.
And it's west of us now.
Yes. You originally were traveling kind of westerly. So, like, the sun is really behind you. The sun is, like, behind you. Yeah. So you're in, like, shade right now, kind of thing. With, like, a little bit of, like, the light that's coming through is coming through because of, like, refraction and stuff. But you actually notice now that you are in the shade of this mountain behind you.
When I look...
And you can actually see, like, to the north and to the south, you do not see cliffs anywhere in your vision. Not like before where you saw the possibly cliffs. This just seems to be some kind of mountain behind you.
Just one mountain. Just
one mountain. It doesn't seem to be a set of mountains.
Different world than where we came from?
I don't know. This is odd. This is very odd.
You can give me a perception, though, since you're looking out, just to see, like, if you noticed anything else. Because you do have a very... This seems to be a particularly high hill over here. You do notice that there are very large creatures moving out there, seemingly moving amongst the grasses. It takes you a minute to realize how large they are, because they are very far out, but they are probably, like, taller than your castle walls. They seem like giant, tall, bipedal lizards?
Like the ones we just were with?
No, like not bipedal. I'm sorry, that's they are quadrupedal, but like very tall up on legs, very tall legs. I'm sorry.
Dinosaurs.
Oh yeah. This is strange. I'm gonna look to Sydney. Do you know magic? Well, more than I do. Does this make any sense? And I'll point to the mountain that is like, it should be a whole mountain range. Right there.
I mean, there's a couple of mountains, but they're not like...
Yeah, but it's not the same coverage.
It's not the kind of same coverage. It's not like a gigantic, near vertical cliff face. These are actual mountains.
How hard is it to get up in the bell tower?
Not particularly difficult to get in the bell tower. The bell tower is, as I said, very, pretty much intact.
Okay, I'm going to go up there and see what we can see from that vantage point.
Okay. All right. Yeah, getting up the bell tower, it's pretty easy. It's definitely usable. The bell itself, it actually looks like it could be rung. It's about 40 feet off the ground. You can get a good survey of the area. So if you want to give me a perception.
Oh, God.
You see nothing.
I'm staring at my feet. No, I'm staring into the sun.
Yeah.
It's over there now.
If I look in the opposite direction of the sun's location, does it look like it gets dark in the distance?
No. You do realize it looks like you aren't just on the you're not just on like the western wall. You're almost like, when you kind of look at it from where the mountains are, you're kind of almost in I would call it the northwestern corner or northeastern corner of this area.
This place is laid out like a...
Because you can see there are kind of like mountains that kind of go off to this side a little bit, mountains that go off to this side a bit, but then you see them both break away into open space.
It seems like this place isn't real. Like, it's not a globe. Like, it's a flat land, and there's just one like a light above it. Like, we're on a map.
Are we becoming flat earthers?
I am.
A chance can come down, and he can let you know that he saw... He was unable to get a good view.
I mean, guys, I can't see a curvature. If there was a curvature, you should be able to see it.
I mean, you guys might not understand the concept of a round world. I'm not
Not
sure.
necessarily. You don't see curvature until you get like almost in outer space.
And besides the fact you guys came from a Pangea-like continent, so...
I mean, but there's sailors, right? Like, people who
Yeah, there were
sail-
small islands and stuff. There were sailors, but they never really... No one that ever explored the deep oceans ever found anything. Let's put it that way. If there was other continents...
about around Earth since, like, 3200 BC. Just because of the way the stars and the sun move. We don't need to travel the whole world.
Alright,
to find
fine.
out.
Your world totally had a heliocentric view. How are you happy? Now we don't have to argue about it. There you go.
Doesn't it seem like it's weird? Like, we're looking, like, it's a map with a light above it? Because it looks like
Maybe
we're getting further away from the center. And
things
the
are
light's
brought
down.
here. Maybe there's different, almost like animal pens that they're brought into.
Biomes. Of a
Sydney,
sort.
did you see any type of animals? And I'm going to point out the giant dinosaur lizards.
Sydney, you want to give me a perception check?
I can give you a perception check, but it's not going to be good.
If it's better than 13...
Or a fumble.
It's
No,
not.
I mean, you can see the giant things. You can see
You
the
want me to try?
Sure, if you want to try. Maybe you could see something.
He has a better perception.
I'll give you that you can see the dinosaurs. Okay, 18.
Yeah, I'm pointing them out.
Yeah,
The ones I
you
saw,
will.
at least.
Okay, so, Ulfgar will notice a few other things. Ulfgar, you will notice that in the center of this field, it's just something that is kind of like it was almost hidden amongst some of the hills, so it was hard to see, is a massive tower. You're not sure how high it goes, but you're guessing at the distance, it's pretty high. Also, you do manage to see something that kind of horrifies you. Those large lizard creatures, you see something bigger hunt one.
So some lovely things are going on. First of all, there's a tower as big as those hills over there. In fact, intermixed within them. And also something bigger than the lizardy friends just ate one of them.
Could the tower be
All
where
the
they
same
came
direction.
from?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's whatever.
You were given some basic directions from the goblin as to where the they were fortified at, and you know that it should be pretty much west of where you are now. The tower and what Ulfgar saw were to your southwest.
So
Kind of.
So
Not really.
it's like that way is for the one group, and that way is for the horrible thing that Ulfgar saw, which he's probably like, huh, that seems awful. Like, that's his response.
I think we should check out the tower.
You're close, Tantus. That is unpleasant.
This does not feel good. Yeah, I think we should head to the tower. If the Dreadlord was here, and knowing his aptitude to rule, he probably went there first.
Agreed.
Or we can head back, because this land doesn't seem like there's anything here.
The tower is the closest clue we have.
Yeah. Maybe he was forced here himself.
Yeah, maybe he was brought here in that tower.
I will describe because, Ulfgar, you got enough that you can recognize that whatever it is, it's probably bigger than the ancient dragons you may have heard stories of.
Matt's telling us not to go that way.
No,
guys.
I'm saying that I'm not saying you couldn't go that way. You could.
No, I know you're not.
I'm saying that
don't.
figure out a way to not get his attention.
Yes. But also might not notice tiny things.
True.
When there's such
We
bigger...
move in the grass, not in any open area.
But when there's such bigger things for it to attack, why would it bother with small morsels?
Easier prey. Less chance of it being hurt.
Yes, but less chance of it having a full belly.
Yeah.
Things of that size might not even notice us. Do you notice an ant when you're walking down the road?
If it's a fire ant.
Usually.
Whoa, there's ants that are on fire? Fine. We make our way, but try to avoid it at all costs. We stay low and stay in the grass. But I think the tower's our only chance. We have no other clues here.
Okay.
We also better be ready, because if the tower is
Okay.
that far away and the creatures are that far away and that big, that means we have quite a distance.
Yes. So, you did get a very loose map from the goblin, which does note the tower in the center, the fortifications to your west. There does seem to be something marked deep to the south. And, you know what? He probably would have at least been able to generally give you an idea. There does seem to be markings on the map which indicate the thing that you saw roams a certain territory, and that you might be able to slip in from the edge of the field to the tower without breaking that territory.
The place that's south, does that go near its patrol territory?
All the way to the south of the map he gave you?
Yeah, because you said that he had something marked on the south.
Yeah, it's all the way, like, I would call it, like, if this is, like, the land he gave you, at the very top is where he marked where the goblins were, and at the very bottom is where he marked something else, with the tower in the center.
Should we head there first and then make our way back?
It looks as though you would have to head a ways south first to avoid the Thing's territory if you wanted to do that, or you could try to cross his territory directly, depending on how long you want to take.
I don't think we should cross its territory. I don't think it's worth it. Time isn't immediately of the essence.
You would have to head some way south first, basically past where the mountain ranges go away to your east, and then kind of turn more west. And from there, you could either once again turn south and head towards where he has marked on the map, or north to where the tower is.
I'm thinking if we hit the place south, then come back towards the tower, and then if we have to, we can sneak through the territory of this creature, and then we can make a mad dash if we need to back here. But I mean, we're talking about days, right, Matt? We're talking about it's not like, oh, a couple hours. We're talking about
it's like
this is gonna take a week.
Yeah. it's going to take a while to travel. I would say this area does not seem quite as, maybe like, it's not as massive as the valley area you're in, but it's certainly larger than the area your castle is in. So it would take up. It would take up a big percentage of the valley, but not the. But it is smaller than the valley overall. Fortunately, it's very open territory, so it's a very easy travel, and you're not slowed down by nature. It's only waist-high grass.
But that makes this more obvious moving around.
Very much so. I mean, you do see there's a gigantic kind of like grazing beast monsters that, as mice as they are eaten by other stuff.
Yeah. Is there food for us though? Because if we're gonna be traveling that long, we're gonna have to hunt and all that stuff.
Good question. I'll tell you because I think Chance has some skill at like looking at this stuff. Do you have that? You had the survive in wilderness thing. Was that?
Are you the Outlander?
Yeah, I'm an Outlander.
Okay, yeah, you could probably identify. There's probably a number of like wild root vegetables and amongst the grasses, and probably some wild grains that might be actually edible or something like that. You can get together. Plus, there are probably some small game, which isn't bad.
I'm assuming we also probably would have kept some of that meat that got probably dried.
Sure.
Yeah, but we're probably talking about a couple of weeks.
I know.
I'm
just saying to initially help.
Mm-hmm.
I have
and we can also build.
Me, so
yeah.
We got that.
I got rations to it, but I'm saying we could build up gathering while using the other supplies that will go bad first.
Yeah.
Like the meat and stuff.
As long as we'll be covered, it's not something we have to worry about.
Okay.
All right, so south all the way, then make our way back, and then maybe have to go through the territory of this monster.
Yeah, it'll be up to you. Like you're basically putting the goblin fortifications if you do it last, kind of thing.
Yeah, we're gonna be working from the bottom up.
Okay.
Since we can go around the territory.
Yeah, because the thing is, you probably wouldn't even have to pierce the territory. If you went to the tower, you could always loop back to the goblins if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It would take a little longer, but, you know. Anyway, all right.
Well,
I was going to say, why don't we pause it here? Because about midnight, and we're going to go 3 hours. We can get to travel. It's going to be easy travel, and we'll just get to travel and exploring the place to the south as we get there. And there will be some things you will see, which will be very interesting. Anyway.
I assume I'm the only one who will see it.
Probably.
Probably.
No. And tonight, right now, before we run into this big thing and we all die.
I do get a +4 to perception. I just rolled 1.
The horrible thing that exists here that was very interesting. I have a nice description of it. And
I mean, I'm sure we're gonna get close enough to see it. So
there might be chances to. Oh God, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's tame it and make it a pet.
No.
Yes. Let's go around the board.
Oh yeah, let's go around the board since we're ended now. Let's of course start. Let's do reverse order. I'm gonna be crazy today. Hey Tim. Find you, talked about you, stuff like that.
I'm Tiv, Tawalik, pretty much everywhere. I'm taking a break from streaming because work is kicking my ass. I've barely made it through tonight. Someone else talk.
Okay. I'm Funny One.
Hi. I do D&D and stuff, but only right here, right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mads.
Hi, I'm here.
Exactly.
Hi, here.
Joe.
I'll be here on Saturday.
That's true.
We're discussing tabletop.
And Sunday's the tabletop.
Yes.
Yeah. As for myself, I'm Dracovin. You can find me here pretty much daily. If you've been hanging around, you've noticed that I have been having a couple extra streams this week because I keep getting this horrible urge to play My Time at Portia because I love that game, and I've become addicted to it now. I like crafting all the things. So I'll be doing that tomorrow some more. If you're looking for more role-playing stuff, Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Legacies of Kain, my Vampire the Masquerade show. Back here next Thursday, 9 p.m. for more Madness of the Land. Because this was a fun one, and I love this one. This was a good one, and we're going to be back to exploring the area deep to the south. Other role-playing, other tabletop stuff. Discussing Tabletop Saturday. Sunday's the tabletop for playing some tabletop games on Sunday. A lot of exciting things. And there are some new games in the works, which I keep talking about, but hey, guess what? I actually worked on them a little bit. For once. It's a slow thing.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's the process. When you talk to a GM that's trying to run a streaming show, it's always a process. It's getting everything done is just... Or you could be like some people we know that, will they ever return? Who knows? But anyway. There's two in one with that one. 2 in 1 with that one. Anyway, so thanks for joining us. And remember, just check out my links below and all these people's links and such, and we'll see you here next time. So, bye-bye.
Bye, Jess.